right, so let me talk to y'all real quick. After I posted that reel of me on vacation with my best friend, us eating good, skin glowing, laughing, dancing, being soft with each other, do you know how many people asked me if we was together? Not just one or two. I'm talking multiple people. Y'all dating or y'all ever messed around? And I just sat there like, huh? It was so wild to me. Like, sir, we're in swimsuits taking pictures and being joyful, and your first thought was sex? That video wasn't even for y'all. It was for the girls, for us, for the women who know what it means to love each other deeply and joyfully, without explanation, without performance. But what it showed me was that some folks really don't know how to process seeing two women be soft, safe, and loving with each other unless there's a man involved. And honestly, that's the setup. Because we weren't raised to value friendships like that. We were raised to compete, to be chosen, to side-eye the woman next to us instead of seeing her as family. But being a girl's girl, that's not just a vibe, that's resistance work. You're listening to O3, the Black Girl Formula, where we name what's heavy so we can move through it soft. We explore what it means to overthink, overfeel, and overcome as Black women making room for rest, truth, and a little bit of neurodivergence. This week's episode is a call-in and a callback to the parts of us that need sisterhood more than survival. We're breaking up the internalized competition, choosing softness over rivalry, and healing the parts of us that were trained to see other women as a threat. I'm your host, Nell, and because one thing is true, two things for sure, we are definitely going to repost our homegirls, but it's another thing to truly root for her, and when she's shining, still think that you're that girl too. Let's talk about it. So I'm going to tell on myself real quick. There was a time when I would walk into a room full of beautiful women and immediately feel like I needed to shrink or compete. I would compliment somebody's outfit and then silently compare our bodies like it was some invisible scorecard. I would scroll on IG, double tap her glow up pics, but deep down, I felt behind, unchosen, less than. And I know I'm not alone in that because the gag is, it wasn't even about her, it was about me. It was about all the places I'd been taught that my value came from being picked by a man, by a boss, by a room. And if another woman was shining and I wasn't being chosen, then clearly I wasn't good enough. That's what I told myself, at least. We've been conditioned to chase worthiness through proximity to men, even if that means stepping over other women to get it. But that path never gave me peace. It gave me burnout, isolation, and a closet full of dresses, fine dresses at that, I never wore because I thought love only came from romantic form. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. That brings me to the deeper truth we don't say out loud enough. It's not that we don't want sisterhood. I feel like every girl wants to be a girl's girl. It's that most of us never learned how to do it, receive it, or hold it. So let's slow it down and really unpack what's underneath this. My girl Bell Hooks once said, deep abiding friendships are the place where many women know lasting love. And if that ain't the truth, but let's be real, a lot of us were taught to chase a man, not cherish our friends. We were raised on fairy tales that ended in weddings, not group chats. We were taught that love shows up with flowers and a forehead kiss, not a friend picking you up off the floor after you've been crying for hours and days. So when real friendship does show up, it can feel foreign or even threatening because many of us still carry two big forces inside. One, internalized misogyny, and two, the male gaze. Let's start with the first one. Internalized misogyny is when we, as women, adopt the anti-woman messages that the world throws at us and start applying them to ourselves and each other. This sounds like, girl, she doing too much, or that's why she don't got no man, or I don't really have female friends. And it shows up in subtle ways too, like questioning another woman's confidence, rolling your eyes at her joy, or quietly resenting her glow up because you feel like you're stuck. But let me say this with love. You can't heal what you're still performing, sis. And that performance, it's usually for him, even when he's not in the room. And that's the second one, the male gaze. It's the invisible camera in your mind filming your every move as if a man was watching. Is this outfit too much? Does my butt look too big? Will he think I'm trying too hard? If I post this, will I look thirsty? You don't even need a man nearby for it to be in full effect. It's already in your nervous system. And if we don't name that, we'll keep projecting it onto other women. We'll keep feeling like there's only room for one baddie, and we'll keep loving from a place of fear instead of freedom. So what do we do with all that? Like, okay, I see the pattern. I'm holding myself accountable now. What next? Let's take it back to the science and really get into it for a second. Social comparison theory is really fire because it basically just says we all compare. It's human. It helps us make sense of the world. But when you've been raised in environments that pit women against other women, that comparison becomes toxic. You start thinking, if she's shining, I must be dim, or if she's chosen, I must be unworthy. But sis, healing says there's enough. Enough beauty, enough softness, enough room at the table for all of us. And here's the other piece. If your nervous system has been wired to associate women with betrayal, bullying, or drama, then friendship will feel unsafe, even when it's not. That's a trauma response, not a personality trait. And it doesn't mean you're broken, it means you're healing. Now let's do a little bit of mirror work. Think about a random woman you saw and shrank in her presence. What do you admire about her? Might just be a part of you you've been afraid to access. What do you judge in her? Might be a dream or a trait that you haven't said out loud that you really wanted. If you find yourself annoyed, envious, or distant from another woman, ask yourself, what is she showing me that I was told I couldn't be? Is it her joy, her voice, her softness? It's not too late for you to either. All right, so now that we've unpacked the why, let's bring it back to you. I want us to check in real soft, real honest. Ask yourself, when was the last time I judged a woman I didn't know? Who was the first woman I ever envied, and what did that moment teach me? Do I uplift women in private the same way I do online? And finally, am I quicker to defend men than I am to defend my girls? Let it sit, let it stretch you, let it soften something inside of you. I first just want us to put this into action through our observe, own, and opt-out framework. Notice how your body responds when another woman is shining. Are you shrinking, competing, or celebrating her? Next, let's do the hard part. Own it. Name where your internalized misogyny is showing up. Is it in your language, your jokes, your side eyes? You can't change what you won't claim. Finally, opt out. You don't have to compete. You don't have to perform. You don't have to be the exception. You can just be. And you can let other women be too. This week, we're back in the lab with another experiment, and your challenge is affirm 3 women you don't usually affirm. 1 woman you follow but don't talk to, 1 woman you low-key feel in competition with, and 1 woman who intimidates you as soon as you see her. Celebrate her out loud. And if it stirs something up in you, write it down, unpack it. That's where the healing happens. I was out with my homegirl the other day and she was like, I'm so happy we became friends because you genuinely show women love when we're out in public. And I had to realize for myself that that was something I practiced. I didn't grow up learning that. I didn't grow up centering my care for other women. I had to practice doing it every single time I saw something I appreciated in another woman. I just said it out loud. And it's your opportunity to do that too. Being a girl's girl isn't just about friendship. It's about freedom. It's choosing softness in a world that told us we had to fight for love. It's knowing that sometimes the most real, most lasting love you'll ever experience will not come from a man or a romantic partner. It'll come from the woman who never let you forget who you are. So hype her, honor her, heal with her. Be a girl's girl down, not her competition. That's today's formula. Overthinking, overfeeling, overcoming. Stay soft, stay solid, stay you.